I'm gonna go back to the record real fast. If you can hear like this, the clap pattern, I redid that also, where they clap like this. So let's go find that in the record real fast. Hey! Tell me. Do you love me? 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 No. So when they clap, 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 I took that part, and I actually added my own claps. If I can find it, where is it? Snaps. Nope. Snaps.
Shake 'em down.
Didn't do much to this. I added a Renaissance compressor. I don't like the order of this, so let me fix it. I like doing my equalization first and then compressing. So I just took out this frequency here at 2,450 hertz. -9 decibels. It was an annoying sound that I took out. Threw the compressor on there to make it stand out, and then I sent it with this direction mixer 37 degrees to the left. Don't know what Neutron's doing, but that could be cool. Leave it off for now, but at the same time, I don't like that. I don't like that snap sound by itself. So let me see if I can find an additional clap to layer with it real fast. I just upgraded to Mojave. I didn't even do it on purpose. You know how your computer keeps bothering you and tells you like, yo, you have a new software update in the left hand corner. It just keeps popping up, and I try to hit remind me tomorrow, remind me in an hour, and I think I might have just hit do it after, or you reset or some shit like that. And then the next time restart, and the next time my computer restarted, I had Mojave, and I had so many issues. I had to do so many updating. The firmware slowed my computer down alone. So I'm pissed a little bit, but I'm making it work until I buy a new Mac. Because that's the hustle. They just want you to buy a new computer. I mean, I get it. But dang, can I just use my late 2014, 13, whatever Mac? That's still, if you never would have changed or made me update to whatever operating system, my computer would still be moving fast as shit. All right. So here are some claps from this drum kit, Drums That Knock. Drums That Knock Volume 3. I know Volume 7's out on Splice, but I got Volume 3 because I just like the sounds, and I just like them. That's really loud. So I made a copy. We call this clap. Alright, move this sample out the way. Try this rich clap. Honestly, I'd have to listen to it within the mix, so I'm just gonna leave that clap. Let me try one more before I move on to the next.
Shake 'em down. 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 Shake 'em down.
You see this O that it forms in the middle when he says, "Do you love me?" It's like a straight up O.
Shake 'em down. Shake.
It's the word love that creates a full circle like that. Interesting.
Shake 'em down. Shake 'em down. Shake 'em down. Shake 'em down.
That's interesting. All right, I'm gonna leave that for now. So that's the clap and the snap together. They both have the same effects, which I'm gonna go back. I mean, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, a lot of this is just for the sake of playback. I'm gonna really mix this down differently. I'm using Dre beats, for goodness sake. Who can really mix with Dre beats on? I mean, you can get really good and really close, but this isn't the sound. I'm gonna use my studio monitors to really mix it, but for the sake of getting an overall feel for it and, you know, really just getting my ideas down and stuff like that, it's cool. Next thing I did was alright, yeah, so that's the snaps. Those are claps. They got the same type of compression on them to make them stand out. So okay. So yeah, I'm gonna do the kick next. What was the kick? Not a snare.
Shake 'em down. Shake 'em down. Shake 'em down. Shake 'em down. Shake 'em down.
So what I did to the kick was I found it a nice kick, and I went to drums that knock again, and I went to my kick samples, and I picked the low end bass kick. It was thumpy, sounded good. All I did to it was a few things. I equalized it. I took some of those low frequencies out around 50 to make some space for the 808. I didn't want to completely get rid of the low end because I feel like some of that punchiness is going to make it stand out in the club and other places like that, and it just sounds good. And by taking out a few of the frequencies, it does let the bass 808 kind of sit in there with the relationship pretty good. And then I added the smack attack for some transients in the high end. Like when it initially hits, this transient shaper adds some nice transient high end punchy sounds in the higher frequencies. Let me let you hear that before and after. it's subtle, but it actually really does add that little smack. And then I did some parallel compression. I sent it to 1176, really compressed it really hard, and mixed it back in with that kick. So that's how it sounds without it, and with the parallel kick, it just sounds so much better. And that's it. And then what else did I do? Oh, I rarely ever do this, but it's a technique I picked up, adding a little bit of distortion to the kick. I really just sent about 18 point, just a little bit of the signal. So I did a bus, put the regular distortion that comes with Logic on there. I could have used whatever distortion. There's hundreds of distortion plugins out there. Even Waves offers a pretty good one called the Manny. Where is it? Manny M distortion. Dang. Just putting both of those on there at the same time sounded. So what it does is it adds like some more punch. It's strange. I think, when you're hearing it on a cell phone or on a laptop or something, it just punches through that much more. So I'm gonna leave those on. I don't need both of them. I'm only sending a little bit of that signal. I could turn it down some more too. Alright, so that's the kick.
Shake 'em down. 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 Shake.
Alright, with the snaps.
Shake 'em down. Shake 'em down. Shake 'em down. Shake 'em down. Shake 'em down.
Next instrument I used was a snare. I have two different snares, simple pattern. One snare has a slightly lower pitch and tone than the other, and then the one with the lower tone is being panned via a sample delay or being spread through to the left and right ears. Now, mind you, you lose all of that information when you listen to it in mono. So that snare is just gonna come together and just sound mono. And that's why I have this snare here really at the top like that, because even if this loses some signal, in the club or wherever you're listening to it, it still sounds pretty good. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Quickly, I can just hit this button here. No, that didn't work. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw an imager on there real fast. Bugging. ENJ got my mind flipping. I'm bugging. ENJ. Who remembers ENJ? Alright, real quick, mono. So you hear? Still sounds pretty decent. So yeah, that's that. All right. For the snares, very little effects. I did a low pass filter at 80, and then I did some compression to make it stand out. I like the way the sample sounded already. That's what I did for both snares. And then I also compressed both snares through parallel compression, kind of like what I did with the kick. And yo, talking up here versus talking right here is a big difference. And then next thing was I did like additional parallel equalization to both of those signals, and I sent them into an SSL equalizer. This is extra, but I feel like it made it sound brighter, made it sound better. Where are they? Here. So I did 3 different mixes. So this chain right here is called it's I'm gonna make it up, multi parallel compression using all SSL EQ types plugins. I have all 3 of these being sent to this to this solid state Logic SSL compressor. I have them being equalized at 3 different frequencies: low, high, and middle, or high, mid, and low, and then being compressed all together at once. So the snare is passing through all of these frequencies, through all of these snare signals passing through all of these plugins, and then being sent again to this compressor. So it's like multi-dimensional equalization and compression. So let me let you hear how it sounds. And really, you gotta just use your own ear, what frequencies you want to boost. And you know, I boosted at 7 kilohertz at 3 decibels, 2.3 decibels, and that's really much all I did for that first one. It's called a high mix. Added some high-end sounds. And then I did a mid mix. I boosted 6 decibels at 1K. It just sounded good to me, and it made the snare stand out that much. And in fact, I didn't even turn on the high mix. I just turned it off because it was too loud as far as those high frequencies. So I really have a mid mix and a low mix, and this is how it sounds with them off and then on. Here's how it sounds off. And then on. See? This sounds brighter. It sounds. So each individual snare has its equalization and compressor, each chain. So this snare has on the actual channel strip has an equalizer, a compressor, and then and then parallel compression. That whole thing is being sent to, well, minus the parallel compression, but that whole thing here is being sent to these 3 mixers, these 3 equalizers, and being compressed together additionally, and it just gives it a more stronger signal. All right, so with everything so far,